All right, so today I was having a conversation with somebody, and the word understanding has stuck with me since this morning. And then I was thinking about the word overstanding. And so I was Googling it. And, we say, oh, I understand. I understand what you're saying. I know what you mean. Means that what you're saying, I understand from your point of view and your perspective what you're saying. To say I understand does not necessarily mean I agree with what you're saying. So, for example, in my profession, when people say, he makes me so mad, and she drives me nuts, or she drives me crazy, I can understand that people do those things to us. What I cannot agree with, even in my understanding, is that based on what I know, to allow that person to make you feel that way is you allowing that person to make you feel that way. And so when, people say, I understand you, unless we understand the meaning that they say, okay, I see your point of view, I see where you're coming from, and can understand that they may not agree with us, then that's big. That's truly big. And so in the gist of things in the conversation, I said to the person, you don't understand what understanding means if you get angry because I don't agree with you. Do you see the difference? I can understand what you're saying. I can see where you're coming from, and I can know what you mean. That does not mean that based from my experiences, my standpoint, that I have to agree with what you're saying to be true. So the Oxford Dictionary says, understanding is the ability to understand something and to comprehend it. And that's the noun. And the adjective is sympathetically aware of others' feelings, tolerant and forgiving. And that's what a lot of people want when they feel misunderstood and not heard, is that the other person can't see their point of view. The other person can't see it from their perspective. What I want people to understand is that even if somebody can see it from your perspective, can see it from your point of view and say, I understand, that does not necessarily mean that they agree with where you stand. I hope that makes sense. The other term I like is overstanding. Now, the Oxford Dictionary does not have a definition for that, but the Urban Dictionary says that to overstand something is to comprehend a thing itself and to have knowledge of why it is the way it is, of its place or role in the grand scheme of things. Okay? So in conversation, if you want to, you start using that word when somebody says, but you don't understand and you don't understand, but in all reality, you do understand because you see the bigger picture, that does not necessarily mean you have to agree with them. Or if somebody keeps saying, you don't understand, and try to tell you something 3 or 4 different ways, and you said, I get it. I overstand what you're saying. That does not necessarily mean I need to agree with you. And I think that's a lot of the times, that causes a lot of problems in conversation. Because when people, come from a place of hurt, and they come from a place of trauma, and they come from a place of anger, then they want to be, in all honesty, they want the other person to agree with them, not necessarily truly understand them. And so if you're the person who does not feel understood, then you need to understand, and you need to comprehend, and you need to look and see as to what your beliefs are, what your values are, what your morals and principles are, and what you're saying. Is it coming from a place where the other person can see it and still not agree with it and be okay with that.